This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, and welcome to the Housing Authority of the City of Austin's Project-Based Voucher and Mod Rehab SRO Program Briefing. At the Housing Authority of the City of Austin, or haka, we envision neighborhoods where poverty is alleviated, communities are healthy and safe, and all people can achieve their full potential. Our mission is to cultivate sustainable, affordable housing communities and partnerships that inspire self-reliance, growth, and optimism. This is our agenda for today's PBV and SRO program briefing. These programs are federally funded through HUD and administered locally by haka. The purpose of the program is to help you more easily afford rent. In the PBV and SRO programs, rental assistance is tied to the apartment. You will pay 30 to 40% of your income toward rent and utilities. Each of these arrows represents a contract. You will sign a contract with haka, and you will also sign a lease with the landlord. The landlord and haka have signed a separate contract. As a voucher program participant, you must abide by the terms of these contracts. So too must haka and your landlord. The landlord's responsibilities in these contracts are to interview and screen families for renter suitability, to maintain the property in compliance with federal inspection standards and make necessary repairs, collect monthly rent portion, security deposits, and application fees, manage the property and enforce the lease, follow fair housing laws and equal opportunity requirements, notify haka if you vacate the property or if they observe unauthorized occupants in the rental unit, and to comply with the housing assistance payments contract, tenancy addendum, and the lease. haka's responsibilities in these contracts is to explain program rules to families and property owners and enforce HUD's regulations, to initially and annually review families' household composition and income, inspect properties for compliance with federal inspection standards and conduct rent reasonableness surveys, calculate the family share of the rent and pay haka's rent portion to the property owners on behalf of the program participant, and to update the family's rent portion when household income or composition changes. And these are your responsibilities as a participant in the program. You must attend scheduled appointments with haka. You must report changes in household income to haka within 30 days of the change. Provide haka complete and accurate information by the requested due date. If you are a HUD-VASH participant, you must participate in a HUD-VASH case management provided by the VA. You must maintain the rental unit in good, safe, decent, and sanitary condition. You must sign a lease with the landlord and comply with the terms of that lease. You must pay the assigned rent portion on time to the landlord. Allow haka to inspect the unit annually. And to comply with all family obligations under the project-based voucher and Mod Rehab SRO programs. These are your additional obligations under the program. You must pay your rent on the first of the month to the landlord. You must pay only the tenant rent portion calculated by haka. If you are involved in drug-related or violent criminal activity, that could be grounds for termination from the program. This rental unit must be the tenant's only residence, and the unit must not be sublet or subleased. The tenant may not commit serious or repeated violations of the lease. And the tenant will not be eligible for continued assistance if they move out of the subsidized apartment without authorization from haka. haka's compliance department investigates cases of reported and suspected fraud. The information you report to haka must be true and accurate. Consequences of committing program fraud could lead to termination from the program or criminal prosecution. To avoid fraud issues, follow these steps. Report all income in your household and report all changes in family income within 30 days of the occurrence. At this point, your haka caseworker confirms your eligibility for the program and notifies the property if you've been approved for the program. You will then coordinate with the property manager to complete the approval process for the apartment. When you've been approved by the property manager and the apartment has been inspected by haka, you may sign the lease and move in. Contact the property manager for status updates on the inspection. Haka cannot assist with the rent for any time before the inspection, so please wait until it passes before you move in. Be sure you read and understand your lease before you sign it. If you are receiving a project-based voucher, you may request a tenant-based voucher after 1 full year at the property through a process called choice mobility. If a tenant-based voucher is available, it would allow you to search for a new apartment in the Austin area or in another city. Due to HUD regulations, choice mobility is not available to SRO program participants at Garden Terrace. Contact your haka caseworker as soon as possible to ask any questions and to finalize your intake paperwork. Brenda Herndon will manage cases for people at Garden Terrace and all non-veterans. And please contact Rachel Pound if you are a veteran in the HUD BASH program. A few final tips. Please stay in close contact with your haka caseworker and the landlord throughout the move-in process. Pay your rent portion directly to your property manager. And from this point forward, report changes of income and family size within 30 days. Ask your haka caseworker about additional programs and educational opportunities available to haka's program participants. Thanks for watching and welcome to the program.